Organizational succession is a critical business process. Succession ensures continuity, and with continuity, you have consistency. Without succession, you have disconnection, interruption, and even fragmentation. In other words, the absence of a clear line of succession can create confusion and result in organizational failure. But what are the 6 ways to create an organizational succession culture? First, cascade your philosophy and ideology. If anyone were to ask one of your employees to describe your organization's leadership philosophy or ideology, would they be able to summarize it in a sentence or two? The philosophical and ideological landscape of your organization is the foundation of your succession culture. It sets out what you value and what is important. Therefore, a systematic cascade of leadership values is essential to leadership succession. If your employees do not understand and own what you stand for, how can they act in the image of what you represent? Second, widen the circle of knowledge. All too often, organizations see succession as purely a function of transition, either up or across the hierarchy. Whilst these movements are clearly important, succession is a much more basic function of organizational effectiveness. Specifically, succession is about custodianship of knowledge, mainstreaming learning, and safeguarding memory. Therefore, it is essential to ensure that the default for knowledge is its dissemination, not its aggregation. Organizations that operate deftly in this space are better placed to avoid key person dependency and single point of failure. Third, protect leadership as a vital organ. Leadership is a vital organ. Just like any such organ, it must be protected. Protecting leadership as a vital organ means that employers must routinely stress test the robustness of their leadership function to ensure its fitness for purpose. This can be achieved through the setting of expectations and the holding of those in leadership positions to account for their actions. If organizations fail to do this, the muscle of leadership will atrophy and the mechanism of succession will become dysfunctional. Fourth, exercise pruning power. There is a reason why pruning shears are sharp. The fact is, not everyone who is in a leadership position or being groomed for leadership meets the standard to which they are held. Therefore, pruning may be required as an individualized, personalized, and surgical way to effect course correction. However, in a collective sense, the act of pruning may also require removing an individual from a group if their continued presence may be detrimental to team cohesion. Fifth, create multidimensional succession routes. It is important that organizations develop a mature understanding and approach to succession. In addition to vertical succession, which is upwards and linear, an approach to horizontal succession, which is the subsumption, cross-fertilization, and hybridization of roles from one peer to another, should also be considered. Similarly, diagonal succession should also be considered. This is where organizations cultivate dynamic progression models where employees are equipped and empowered to ascend into leadership roles, irrespective of whether or not they are in the direct line of succession. Sixth, teach leaders to be invisible. Invisibility seems almost antithetical to the idea of effective leadership. Yet, in the context of leadership succession, it is an absolute necessity. The next generation of your organization's leaders will not have space to grow if the current crop function like weeds and choke off the development of those coming through. Healthy organizations see leadership like a revolving door, with talent coming in and going out. It should not be a one-way access where the last person to go through the door locks it behind them. So those are the 6 ways to create an organizational succession culture. Please subscribe to Believenomics on YouTube, like and share this video across your social networks. You can also subscribe to the 11th Thing podcast, where I delve deeper into these topics with experts on leadership and organizational dynamics. Or head over to Paul Aladanika on medium.com, where I post a new blog once a week. Thanks for watching.